So what we're really talking about more than anything is a little bit of hindsight here. Because when a contrasting experience has happened to you, and the contrast has helped you to identify that there are some components missing in what you think would be a perfect experience. And so you know that you're asking for something that you must not be up to speed with because, why? If you were up to speed with it, you'd be living it now. If you were vibrationally up to speed with your desire, you'd be living it in its full, fleshed out, see it, smell it, taste it, hear it, touch it version now. And if you're not, then you're not up to speed. But isn't that okay? Isn't that all right? Don't you want plenty of things that you're moving toward? Can you feel that what we're wanting you to do? We're wanting you to start feeling happy about your now, no matter what it is, because you've still got your hands in the clay and it's still satisfying to you to mold it. It's still satisfying to you to explore contrast and realize that your life about this subject could be better than it is. And to feel eager anticipation about you thinking the thoughts that will accommodate that. About you thinking the thoughts that will make it easier for you to be the recipient, the fleshed out version of these things that you want. So often when we visit with our physical friends, we feel them wanting a manifestation and believing that once that manifestation has been experienced, that then they will be satisfied. And we want you to know, you got to be satisfied that you're asking. You got to be satisfied that you're playing the game. You got to be satisfied that you're in this contrasting environment where you get to select. You got to be satisfied that there are endless things not yet fulfilled for you. You got to be satisfied that you are a genius creator who has access to the energy that creates worlds, and that you have a backup system of focus and energy that will help you be the full-blown liver of anything that you choose, of anything that you choose. So when someone says to you, do you know what you want? And you stop and think, what is it that I want? Because I know for sure that when I identify it, it's mine. Because you've been putting the pieces of it in the vortex. Do you understand how this all works? You've been putting the pieces of it in the vortex, so it exists. But until you own it, until you know it, until you identify it as your desire from your place of no resistance, from your place of no doubt and no fear and no angst. In other words, in good time, it's coming to me. In perfect order, all things unfold to me. I am the receiver of all that I want. It's just my job to sift through this glorious contrast. We mean the variety. Sift through the variety in order to activate within myself, activate within me, a vibration that then sets the momentum forth. It is so delicious for us to interact with those like you, because you are already out there on the leading edge of desire. And now you are out there on the leading edge of understanding what that desire really means. What responsibility do you hold to your desire? And we just want to point out to you that usually when you think about desire, you think about not yet fulfilled things. And when you're thinking usually about not yet fulfilled things, you're thinking about them in a way that they cannot then be fulfilled. Because in your awareness of what you think is the absence of the fulfillment of them, you offer a vibration that hinders the momentum. Best conversation we've had so far about deliberate creation. And best conversation we've had so far, and by conversation we mean it because we're getting the feedback from you as we move along. Best conversation we've had so far about what allowing is. Best conversation we've had so far about what the vortex really is. Best conversation we've had so far about what contrast provides for you. And best conversation we've had so far about how you stand eternally in a place of evolution. And since that is true, it's time for you to stop taking negative score about where you stand, because where you stand is perfect. And friends, there is nothing that you cannot be or do or have. You just have to identify it. So how often do you say, I'd like to have that. I would like to have that. But And what are the valid, by your perspective, reasons for the alternate thought that you are inserting? But I don't have time. As you argue for your limitations, or as you point out in further defensiveness that it isn't done yet, that's the thing you're doing that's practicing the vibration that's slowing the momentum, you see. So we know that words don't teach. Strange that we offer so many. And we know that you can only hear what you're vibrationally up to speed with. But it is our knowing that a whole lot of you are vibrationally up to speed with this conversation that we're having right now. There is nothing that you cannot be or do or have. We just want your heart to sing in the identification of it. Because when you are joyously identifying something that you desire, that means that you are vibrationally in the vicinity of it. And that means the fulfillment of it in terms of seeing it and hearing it and smelling it and tasting it and touching it is going to be way fun for you. When we say to you, you're not ever going to get it done, does it make you feel tired? Or does it make you feel eager? Jerry and Esther had a friend years ago who would say to people who were complaining about being tired, "Don't worry, honey, you can rest in heaven." And Esther would think, I really don't think that's right. I don't get the sense that that's what's going on in that non-physical realm. I think there's a whole lot of eagerness going. When you strike the right vibrational pose with yourself, you are then the receiver, the allower of that non-physical eagerness that you have already rallied because of what you've got going on in your vortex, you see. We are eager. Feel the depth of that word. To visit with you about anything that matters to you. Prepare yourself for conversation that's going to take you into a new place. And get ready to be the owner of your desire. And then the happy observer of wonderful things just lining up. You see, when you get this, and you are, and when you practice it, and you will, and then manifestations come on the heels of your deliberate turning of your phrases and thinking of your thoughts, then you'll feel that hands in the clay thing. And then you will begin to feel invincible. You will feel the same invincibility that you felt when you made the decision to come into this physical body to begin with. You'll see this time-space reality as the platform to inspire you to the specifics of your individual and important desires. But there will be no doubt within you about your worthiness or about your ability or about your capability or about the harmonious cooperation of the universe who is behind you and working with you 24/7. That means all the time. What do you want to talk about? You're the one.